Hello Warriors fans, welcome back to the channel, and today we are diving straight into everything that's unfolding around Golden State, because this season refuses to slow down, and the storylines just keep getting bigger, louder, and more intense with every passing game. As the calendar keeps turning and the Warriors continue pushing through the schedule, one thing is becoming crystal clear: this team is right at the edge of locking in its rhythm, and every single matchup from this point forward matters. These games are no longer just about surviving the regular season. They are about momentum, identity, and positioning for what lies ahead when playoff basketball arrives and the margins for error disappear completely. There's a different energy surrounding this team right now. You can feel it watching the games, listening to the post-game interviews, and even seeing how the rotations are evolving. Familiar faces are finding their way back into the flow, while younger players are being pushed into moments that demand confidence, composure, and growth. Every possession feels heavier. Every shot attempt, every defensive rotation, every loose ball scramble carries weight. This is the phase of the season where habits turn into results, and the Warriors know it. It feels like Golden State is slowly but deliberately rediscovering that delicate balance that once made them a dynasty. On one side, you have the veteran leadership that carried this franchise through multiple championships, players who understand pressure better than almost anyone in the league. On the other side, you have younger, hungrier talent, eager to prove they belong, eager to leave their mark, and eager to show that the future can coexist with the present. That blend doesn't always come easily, but when it clicks, it can be devastating for opponents. At the center of it all, as always, stands Steph Curry. Night after night, Curry remains the focal point of the Warriors' offense, and what's remarkable is that he doesn't look like someone simply maintaining an elite level. He looks like someone still pushing it higher. Recent performances have been a reminder to the entire league that Curry's impact goes far beyond points on the scoreboard. Against teams like Utah, where matchups can be exploited with speed, spacing, and intelligence, Curry has shown how lethal he can be when defenses hesitate even for a split second. Watching him operate feels almost unfair. He glides into open space, relocates without the ball, and then suddenly releases a three that barely seems to touch the net. Utah may have size in the paint, but the Warriors have repeatedly proven that size alone doesn't stop an offense built on pace, movement, and precision. The spacing stretches defenses to their breaking point, and Curry's gravity pulls defenders out of position, opening up lanes and opportunities for everyone else. You can see how Steve Kerr's system thrives when the team plays with confidence. The ball moves freely, players cut decisively, and decisions are made quickly. Curry's presence forces double teams and panic rotations, and that's where the Warriors are at their best. A simple pass, a timely cut, or a well-set screen can instantly turn into points. It's basketball played at a speed and intelligence level that few teams can consistently handle. But the challenge, especially on the road, is maintaining that focus. Overconfidence can be costly, and teams like the Jazz, even when missing key players, are capable of catching opponents off guard if they build early momentum. One hot shooting stretch, one defensive lapse, and suddenly the game feels a lot tighter than expected. The Warriors have learned this lesson before, sometimes the hard way, and staying locked in from tip-off to final buzzer remains essential. Momentum, more than anything, has become the defining theme of this stretch of the season. Coming off a relatively favorable matchup against Utah, the Warriors are looking to carry that energy forward, especially as they prepare for tougher tests like the upcoming contest against Detroit. Detroit might not always get national headlines, but they bring physicality, intensity, and a willingness to grind games down into battles. These are the kinds of matchups that test a team's mental toughness as much as their skill. The presence of Jalen Duren adds another layer of challenge. His strength, rebounding, and interior presence create difficult one-on-one situations, especially for Draymond Green. The potential matchup between Green and Duren is something to watch closely, because it could set the tone for the entire game. Draymond thrives in physical, high-intensity environments, but this season has tested his toughness in new ways. How he handles that challenge could influence not just the outcome of a single game, but how the Warriors approach similar matchups moving forward. This is where experience and basketball IQ truly shine. Golden State's veterans understand when to push the pace and when to slow the game down. They know how to manipulate defensive schemes, draw fouls, and create advantages without forcing plays. The key, as always, is execution. Lapses in focus can allow a physical team like Detroit to jump out to an early lead and dictate the tempo, something the Warriors can't afford if they want to stay in control. Looking deeper at the roster, the internal dynamics are fascinating. Players like Jordan Poole and Moses Moody have shown flashes of brilliance, moments where they look like potential game changers. But the team still relies heavily on the foundational trio of Curry, Green, and Klay Thompson. That trio provides stability, leadership, and a proven blueprint for success. Injuries, rotations, and matchup considerations continue to shape minutes, and the coaching staff faces the constant challenge of balancing short-term results with long-term goals. Jonathan Kuminga remains one of the most intriguing talking points. With Jimmy Butler sidelined, Kuminga's path to increased playing time has opened up in a big way. This is a critical opportunity for him, not just to contribute, but to define who he is as a player in this system. Offensively, his athleticism and ability to attack the rim add a different dimension. Defensively, his versatility and energy can disrupt opponents. How he handles this opportunity could shape his role for the rest of the season and beyond. The Warriors are at a crossroads when it comes to roster management. Do they fully commit to developing the current core, or do they make bold, strategic moves to raise their ceiling immediately? Every decision carries consequences that extend beyond the season. The trade deadline looms, and with it comes pressure on the front office to act decisively. Maximizing player value is at the center of these discussions. Whether it's retaining Kuminga to nurture his development, packaging assets for an established star, or addressing weaknesses in specific areas, there are no easy answers. One name that continues to surface is Andre Drummond. His rebounding, post presence, and experience could directly address some of the challenges Golden State has faced. Offensive rebounding and second chance points are especially valuable for a team that thrives on spacing and three-point shooting. Curry's perimeter threat becomes even more dangerous when the team can generate multiple scoring opportunities within a single possession. A physically imposing center who can dominate the boards would ease the rebounding burden on smaller players and allow the Warriors to play more freely. It's about complementing strengths while minimizing vulnerabilities. At the same time, consistency remains a concern. The Warriors' reliance on three-point shooting has always been a double-edged sword. When the shots fall, they can bury teams under an avalanche of points. When they don't, maintaining defensive intensity and transition control becomes more difficult. Watching games where Curry and Klay are in rhythm is a reminder of just how powerful that combination can be. But the supporting cast must contribute intelligently, choosing shots wisely and staying disciplined on defense. Steve Kerr's challenge is ensuring everyone understands their role. High-volume scoring must be balanced with execution and discipline. In close games, a single possession can decide the outcome, and mistakes become magnified. The Warriors' success hinges on blending offensive firepower with defensive accountability.